When you're operating in a war, in urban warfare, and you're letting people know that we're going to bomb a building and to evacuate, how do you justify saying that they're intentionally going after a group of people to commit a genocide?
This is a genocide 100%. There's a blockade. They can't get food in. Since March, they've been starving them. The whole leaflets thing, that's another scam. What ends up happening is the Israelis will drop these leaflets. Sometimes it doesn't get to the people. Sometimes they drop it and then the bombs are hitting as the leaflets are landing. Israel's bombing them indiscriminately.
Think about this. If they wanted to kill all these people, they could have done it a long time ago.
Of
Why
course.
do they send leaflets in the first place?
It doesn't matter. They're killing people and they're bombing indiscriminately, knowing that this is a densely populated area. At minimum, off their own numbers, they've killed 40,000 innocent people. But we know it's way more because there's people under the rubble, there's people that are missing, there's people that got blown to smithereens. Let's just deal with the elephant in the room, Brandon. The reality is this: Israelis don't value Palestinian life. That's what it is.
In this explosive podcast, Myron Gaines absolutely demolished Brandon Tatum's sold-out narrative on Palestine. From start to finish, Brandon acts like he is reading talking points straight out of Israel's playbook. I won't interrupt too much. Let's dive in and watch the whole thing together.
All of them are the same. Lies online about them committing genocide and operating in an
They're
apartheid
committing a
state.
genocide. It is an apartheid.
They're not committing genocide. Well, what in the world make you think they committed genocide?
Every single human rights organization, all the
No,
genocide
let's
scholars,
look at facts. Let's look at
they've
facts.
all
Let's look
come
at facts.
forward and said that this is a genocide. It's irrefutable. Even
let's look
Israeli
at facts.
organizations identified
Let's
as
compare
a
it to it.
genocide.
What's another genocide
He's
that has
asking
happened
what-
in modern history?
how do you think
Let's
it's
name
genocide?
one.
Bro.
You want to go to Rwanda?
Sure, we can go Rwanda, Kosovo,
Ridiculous
whatever you
point.
want.
Where
interview.
a
Yeah.
million people were killed in 100 days?
Mhm.
Did they give them food when they killed a million people in 100 days?
This is
Did they
the
give them medical supply?
bullshit
Did they give them medical
comparison
aid?
Tatum
Well-
Did they
just
give them
did over here.
resources? Did they send leaflets and let them know we're going to take out this village? They went through person by person, murdering them in cold blood. Many of them not even having guns. They were hacking people. When you go to, they were exterminated pretty much over, I don't know, half of the that live in Europe were murdered and killed and gassed. That's a genocide. When you're operating in a war, in urban warfare, and you're letting people know that we're going to bomb a building and to evacuate, how do you justify saying that they're intentionally going after a group of people to commit a genocide?
The way here Tatum is explaining, the real thing is totally different than how Tatum is explaining. The way Tatum is saying that Israel is spreading leaflet before they bombing a certain place, but that's not true. Like, the situation Palestinian people living in Gaza is totally different. Even if you spread leaflet, that will not going to help because there is no way they can go. So if you are making a situation for them in a way that even if you spread leaflet before bombing, that doesn't make any sense. So how can Tatum defend Israel by this point? It's really going out of my mind. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any idea or if you have any point of view on this one.
Okay, so the thing with genocide is you don't have to have it written down and make it deliberate for it to be a genocide. Killing a group of people in whole or in part, that's number one. So by definition, it is a genocide. Even Israeli human rights groups are coming out saying, yeah, this is a genocide. Maybe in the
Because
beginning it was
people are
hard to
dying
make
in
the
a
argument.
war?
Bro, this isn't even a war. This is an
It is a
onslaught.
war. What
It's
do you
not a
mean?
war.
What do you mean it's a war?
It's not a
Did
war.
they have hostages? They have hostages still. They're still fighting the IDF. They're still killing them. They've lost plenty of soldiers in this war. It's
Nah,
still a war.
A war would assume that both parties have the ability to actually fight each other. We're
Just
talking
because
about
somebody losing don't mean it's not a war.
Well, it's not about, here's the thing, okay? This is a genocide 100%. You mentioned food. There's a blockade. They can't get food in. Since March, they've been starving them, right? Because the
They've
blockade
been
ended in
starving.
early March. They've been
That's
starving
not
them.
true.
And then number two, you
That's
said
not
the
true.
leaflets. The whole leaflets thing, that's another scam. What ends up happening is the Israelis will drop these leaflets. Sometimes it doesn't get to the people. Sometimes they drop it and then the bombs are hitting as the leaflets are landing. This is assuming they're in the place saying, oh man, let me get this leaflet so I can be notified when I'm going to get bombed. Israel's bombing them indiscriminately and killing people. We have
That's not
60,000.
true. Where's your evidence at that they're bombing indiscriminately?
Gaza's totally gone. 90% of the infrastructure
No,
is
you-
Like, that's not true. Does that make everything true for you, Tatum? Like, it's everywhere. Gaza is gone and it's already documented. Just go and search. Just type in Gaza and you're going to get everything. And here you are saying that's not true. It's actually, I know it's a serious topic, but the way he's saying that's not true, it's actually making me laugh.
You say Gaza's totally gone, but do you know
90%
why
of the
some of the
infrastructure is
buildings?
gone.
Do you know why some of the buildings have been taken down?
Sure, that they can go ahead and say, we know that there's terrorists there. Hamas is there. They're hiding. They
Not
got
just
a base.
terrorists, not just terrorists. They have to get the authorization to do any of the strikes. Terrorists are operating out of these buildings, or if they're booby trapped. And we know, based on all of the information that's provided, they booby trap these buildings and they're taking them down. And think about this. If they wanted to kill all these people, they could have done it a long time ago.
Of
Why do they
course.
send leaflets in the first place?
To create some plausible.
Israel could have sent Brandon Tatum with better script. I think they just paid someone in Fiverr $5 and they made the script for Brandon Tatum. This is the main reason the script is worse than anyone I have made videos on this particular channel. The script is worse. Like, you can see from his face that this guy doesn't even know what he is talking about.
Deniability that they're not doing a genocide, but they are doing
you
a
don't
genocide.
see a video. You cannot find a video right now where you can post where they're sending leaflets and bombing at the same time. I can show you at least 3 videos I can send you where they're showing them calling people and dropping leaflets. I can show you a multitude of videos where people are actually filming buildings getting taken down. How do they know the buildings are going to get taken down?
I mean,
because they've been notified and they've evacuated.
Okay, here's the thing.
Show me a building where they're getting taken down with people in it.
Let's assume that the leaflets all land where they're supposed to go. Everyone is getting it.
It's
They're getting the text
millions
messages.
of them being dropped.
Let's assume that all of that is true. It doesn't matter. They're killing people and they're bombing indiscriminately, knowing that this is a densely populated area where
they're not bombing indiscriminately.
They absolutely are.
Where do you see a video of them bombing a building with people in it?
I'll tell you how I know that they're bombing.
Except for the hospital that
they're
we just
relying. They're
Like,
relying
this
on a
guy's
software from Palantir
behaving
called
like
Lavender.
blind.
This Lavender software basically says, oh, we're going to put this guy either in the kill, not kill, or whatever. They have like a weird little thing that they use to analyze, or algorithm that they use to analyze if they're going to kill people. They have something like a 15-to-1 ratio. So in other words, they're okay with killing 15 Palestinians for 1 terrorist. Okay? This is why
that's not the war ratio that's even
83% of the people that they've killed in Gaza are civilians. 83%. This comes from their own stuff. This comes from their own declassified military documents.
To be honest, even I don't know about this, but the way Myron Gaines is actually explaining the cruelty, it's insane. Like, Israel is ready and it's acceptable for them to kill 50 people of Palestine just for 1 terrorist. Can you imagine how much cruel that is?
They've been killing innocent people all day. We got 60,000, right, that we know have been killed. That doesn't come from
according
people.
To who? According to who?
That comes from the Hamas ministry, and Israel has actually accepted that number, right?
Yeah, because they're reasonable. They say, okay,
it's
we'll
way
accept
more
that
than
number.
that. It's like 300K easily.
How many people live in Gaza?
2 million, 2.3.
And you said 60,000 have been killed in a 2-year war.
And majority of them are innocent, and there's more than 60,000.
How many of them are combatants?
Not even 20K. Not even.
How do you know? Who's giving that number?
That's what Israel's giving. They're giving somewhere between 15 and 20K. They're claiming are Hamas combatants. So at minimum, off their own numbers, they've killed 40,000 innocent people. But we know it's way more because there's people under the rubble. There's people that are missing. There's people that got blown to smithereens that we don't even know where they are.
And they could
people
be combatants. And they very well could be combatants. How do you know if they're not combatants?
Brandon, 2.3 million people. Hamas' fighting force is not that big.
How do you know how big their force is?
Their fighting force is not that big.
They don't wear uniforms. They don't have.
You wants to know how do you know? Netanyahu tell us. Now what you gonna do? Netanyahu tell us that we didn't have that force to fight with Israel. Like, the way this guy is behaving, like, how do you know? Oh, who said? I mean, can't you just go to Google and search it and you'll know by yourself? Bullshit.
Have military bases. How do you calculate how many people are Hamas? How many people are they recruiting? How do you know?
Regardless, here's the thing: as they kill more
it's
people,
a war going on.
Yeah, I get
Myron.
it. I get it. As they kill more people are probably joining Hamas because they're killing innocent people every day. But the point is this:
it's a war going on.
80%.
It's a war going on, Myron. They're not just bombing buildings with people in it.
Okay,
just for no reason.
So let me ask you this: let's go to October 7th. Let me use that same exact phrase that you did. It's a war. It's a war. It's a war, Brandon. They went in there. They kidnapped the 200 people. 1,200 people died. It's a war, bro. It's a war.
Yeah.
Would that be acceptable?
Look. This is what I say every time I go on campus. I say, I don't have a dog in the fight. When I say I don't have a dog in the fight, I'm not Israeli or I'm not Palestinian, and I'm not there. I'm an American. Now, if I look at it and people are saying that it's an apartheid state and they're committing genocide,
it is an apartheid.
Then it's not an apartheid state. That's the most ridiculous thing you could say, Myron. That's the easiest point that I can disagree with you on very easily.
We'll do the genocide, then we can hit the apartheid after.
All right, we'll hit the apartheid state. That's the craziest thing ever.
We could
but
do it
when you
after.
look at it, you say, okay, If they believe they're in an apartheid state, they believe that Israel's committed genocide, then hey, go and fight. They did. And if you accept that, then they're now losing. So now you have to accept that. If you go over to somebody's country and you start a war and you kill innocent people and you behead people and you take them hostage and they come back and whoop you, why are you complaining about it? You started a war, they finished the war.
No,
the end.
No. Well, here's the thing. This war's been going on since way before October 7th is what I'm trying to say. And the thing is that the Israelis would never accept if I said,
Yes, the war is actually started way before October 7th, but people like Brandon Tatum don't know this because this guy just got hired after October 7th. So what happened before that, people like him don't have any idea, and that's obvious.
that, oh yeah, bro, those 1,200 people that died on October 7th, that's just war, man. It's just war. It's like
it's a difference between making strategic strikes against the country that initiated a war and have your people still hostage. And they're firing rockets into Israel all the time.
Okay, well, if we're going to go ahead and use the hostage thing, how many hostages does Israel have of Palestinians? They got like 11,000. And a lot of them were arrested without charge. They have no due process. They were just kidnapped because they're Palestinian. And
that's what you say. That's not the truth.
They have 11,000 prisoners right now in Israeli prisons.
That don't mean they're all hostages, brother. They arrested people for no reason.
A lot of them are there without charge. No charge, no court case, no nothing. They just picked them up and arrested them for no reason.
They just pick them for no reason. They just want to. Where they go? The West Bank or Gaza to get these people.
There's a bunch of prisons all across the place.
Why is it not?
They're
raping
prisoners in there. They're doing all that.
Why is it not 50,000? Why is it 11,000?
11,000 is too much in itself. See, here's the thing. Let's just deal with the elephant in the room, Brandon. All right.
Do you even know, Tatum, what you are even saying? Why it's 11,000, not 50,000? Are you going nuts, bro? How can someone say stupid things like this? 11,000 means nothing to you, bro. Like, how can you say that? Why not 50,000? That means those 11,000 who are in Israeli prison don't mean anything to you. The kind of question he answers and the kind of point he's actually raising, they just actually made me so mad that it's actually making me think that if this guy is actually 40 years old, not 3 years old, because even 3 years old baby is more intelligent than you. He will not going to ask this type of stupid comments, stupid points like how 11,000, not 50,000. Man.
The reality is this. Israelis don't value Palestinian life. That's what it is. They don't care. They don't value Palestinian life whatsoever.
How is that true?
An Israeli life is worth far more than a Palestinian life. That's why they're kidnapping them. They're putting them in jails. They're putting them in the prisons. People are protesting saying, oh yeah, we have the right to our adversaries in war. It doesn't matter. People were literally protesting saying that we have the right to Palestinian males in prison. This is the kind of country that we're dealing with here. Giving ally.
Have you ever been to Israel? Have you ever been to Israel, Myron?
No, I would never go. They'd kill me.
I mean, the way this guy, Brandon Tatum, has behaved throughout the interview or podcast, like he just beaten even 3 years old kid in terms of stupidity. Like throughout the interview, the points he made, the question he asked, like, how do you know? I mean, like, I don't know. I didn't even count like how many times he just asked, how do you know? Like Myron Gaines is bringing up points, I mean, documented points, well-researched point. And one thing Tatum is defending with, how do you know? Like, I don't have any idea and I don't have the understanding like how Tatum thought people like someone like Myron Gaines is talking something on live on his own show without any research. Like how Tatum think about these types of things in his mind, I don't have any idea, because the way he today served his point of view just felt to me I'm watching a 3 years old kid spitting stupidity on live, showing that he is stupid, don't know anything, got rented by Israeli peoples and getting paid off. He couldn't even defending himself or Israel. He just here talking like, how do you know? This is the most ridiculous thing he has done throughout the interview. Guys, let me know in the comments if you agree with me, and also like this video and share your point of view and your opinion. I would really like to know what do you think, and if you can, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is all I want from you guys. Please show some support, and again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.